Hello, this is Pastor Dion Mori of Success Life Ministries coming to you right now to talk to you on something that will help your personal growth as you push forth to pursuing your purpose with God. Now, a lot of us sometimes do not understand that the essence why we are living, the reason why God has given us breath and given us life is for a purpose. Now, a lot of us really know that we need to have a purpose to be able to fit into God's system or fit into God's plan or purpose for our lives. But we really do not know how to go about it. And a lot of times we're so confused at what is going on because we tend to measure our lives with what others are going through. We tend to measure our lives with the measurement of others. We tend to put ourselves into the box of others. And so we find it so uncomfortable trying to be ourselves. We lose self-confidence because we are trying to compare self with self. We really do not know how to go about finding our own happiness or finding our own placement in life. We get down when we see our friends going up. We get so weary when we see our friends making it in life. We want to become what they are. We want to live like they are living. We want to act the way they are acting. And some of these times we just tend to become copycats or photocopies of our friends. And then we really do not get to find our real happiness because we are not really doing what God wants us to do. Now, a lot of times people tie their happiness around a particular person. Sometimes they tie it around their parents. Sometimes they tie it around their spouse. Sometimes they tie it around money. But the actual fact is your happiness is tied around you being able to find out what God has called you to do. And the moment you start working on that path, you start making progress in that path, you'll find out that there's this inner peace, this inner joy, this thing that makes you so fulfilled, that makes you a part of the whole. You find out that you are really telling yourself, yes, I have something in life I'm working on. I have something in life that I'm working with. I'm part of the system. Now, a lot of times people, when they get out of purpose, they find out that they lose self-confidence, they find out that they lose happiness, they find out that they lose esteem. Now, when they lose these things, they tend to want to fit in. And when they are not able to fit in, they become sad. They become disgruntled. They don't know the next step to take. A lot of them become so confused about life that they really do not know how to get themselves back on the road or get themselves on the road. Now, what will I be talking to you about today? Now, for you to be able to gain your self-confidence and to gain your happiness, you have to pursue your purpose. Give it all it takes to fulfill your purpose. A lot of times I tell people, I said, the moment you find purpose, you find happiness. The moment your hands are laid on what you're doing, you find that there's this joy when the dividends of fulfilling your purpose comes. And when you are exactly into your purpose, the passion, the zeal, the resources, all it takes to make your goal happen, all it takes to make your purpose happen is granted. And so you must understand that as a child of God, what makes you feel unsatisfied, unfulfilled, is because you are not in purpose, in line with God's purpose for your life. You are actually just beating around the bush trying to become somebody else or trying to fit into somebody's shoes. I remember one time I was talking to, I think it was one of my write-ups. I was saying, see, the fact that you are Tarzan doesn't make you a chimpanzee. The fact that you are a chimpanzee doesn't make you a Tarzan. So you must understand who you are. Don't try to conform into someone's image or into someone's personality. And that's why God gave you your own personality. God gave you your own person so that you are able to identify who you are in God. No matter what God has called you to do, no matter how difficult or how simple or how hard it is you. Now, wanting to say your thing is too small compared to what some other person is doing is actually degrading yourself or bringing yourself to nothingness. Now, when people say, how do I become happy? Now, I tell people, see, a lot of times we have made mistakes. You say, when I get married, I'll get happy. When I have children, I'll get happy. When I make my first 1 million, I get happy. When I do this, I get happy. And then you achieve all these things. You race, you run, you squeeze up to make sure that you achieve these things. And then when you are achieving, what next? A void comes. A void comes telling you still have another mile to go. You still have something else to achieve, which means anything that is not coming from within you can't make you happy, which means your happiness is something that is in you. God being in you it brings you about joy. What God being in you gives you, like I said, God in you gives you joy. Your purpose in you gives you happiness. So when you are able to fit into the society by giving back to the society, you find out that you are not just a getter, you are also a giver. Now, the moment you find out that you are a giver, not just getting but also giving, you are pleased to say, yes, I am also part of the system that is helping. I'm also part of those that is helping the system. I'm also part of those that has a quota to render to the society. I have something to give, and that enough is enough to give you self-satisfaction. Now, when you begin to tie yourself around what I have or what I do not have, you won't get it. Now, I tell people, if you can't find happiness when you're single, you can't find it when you're married. If you can't find happiness when you're jobless, you can't find it when you have a job. So it is not about your job. It is not about you're single. It's not about whether you are wealthy. It's about finding you. The moment you find you, you become at peace with yourself. You become comfortable with yourself, knowing that, yes, in everything that is happening around me, there's something I have to give back to the society. There's something that I have that I can give. There's something that I have that somebody is asking for. That puts you to work. That gives you joy. I think one of the most difficult times for me has been when I wasn't able to place myself on the map of purpose, when I really didn't know what I was called to do. So I was putting my hands on everything, trying to try everything out. And so I wasn't getting the satisfaction I wanted to get. But the moment I found my thing, whether I'm full or whether I'm empty, I get satisfied about it. Especially when I'm doing it, I just have this inner joy that, yes, I'm reaching out to somebody, I'm doing something for somebody, I'm helping out somebody, I'm making life comfortable and easy for somebody. And that gives me joy. And that gives me joy. And once you have that joy or that happiness in you, you are bound to produce something tangible. In the long run, you are bound to produce something tangible. So when you're looking for happiness, first of all, find yourself. Find yourself. When you find yourself, the next thing to do is find your purpose. When you find your purpose, start